the Sultan of Brunei. He's under fire for imposing Sharia law in his nation.
He is, of course, one of the most fabulously, probably the most fabulously wealthy person on earth, and certainly the most materialistic person on earth.
The Sultan of Brunei, Hassanal Bolkiah, is a ruler of immense power and prestige, overseeing one of the richest nations on earth. As an absolute monarch, he has witnessed countless events, yet recent reports suggest that even he is not immune to deep emotions. The unexpected transformation of his former wife, Azrinaz Mahar, has left the Sultan visibly moved. What could have led to such an astonishing change? Stay with us as we uncover the remarkable transformation that has shaken the royal circles of Brunei. The transformation that shook the Sultan, Azrinaz Mahar Hakim, was once a rising star in Malaysian journalism, a young and ambitious reporter carving a name for herself in the fast-paced media industry. At just 26 years old, her life took an extraordinary turn when she crossed paths with Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah of Brunei. In a move that shocked many, she left her flourishing career behind to marry one of the world's most powerful and wealthiest rulers. Their marriage in 2005 was nothing short of a fairy tale, capturing global attention. Azrinaz was soon bestowed with the prestigious title of Pangeran Isteri, signifying her status as a royal consort. She quickly became a respected figure in the Bruneian monarchy, known for her grace, poise, and ability to seamlessly adapt to royal life. Her presence at official events further cemented her role in the kingdom, and within a few years, she gave birth to 2 children, a son and a daughter, securing her place in the royal bloodline. However, behind the glamour of palace life, challenges loomed. By 2010, only 5 years into the marriage, the Sultan made a shocking announcement on national television: his union with Azrinaz had come to an abrupt end. On June 16, 2010, news of their divorce spread like wildfire, leaving the nation and the world in disbelief. Despite endless speculation, neither the Sultan nor Azrinaz publicly disclosed the true reason behind their separation. Under Brunei's strict Sharia law, Azrinaz was stripped of her royal titles, effectively erasing her status within the monarchy. But one connection remained unbroken: her children. Rather than allowing the loss of her royal privileges to define her, Azrinaz embarked on a journey of reinvention. With quiet determination, she reclaimed the life she had once put on hold. Having previously worked as a journalist for Malaysia's TV3, she had already built a reputation for excellence. Her colleagues, who once knew her as a promising young journalist, had been disheartened by her departure in 2003. However, following her divorce, she made a powerful comeback, one that caught the attention of the very people who had once doubted her future outside the palace. Azrinaz's transformation was not just professional, it was personal, emotional, and spiritual. She re-entered the media industry with remarkable resilience, taking on new roles in journalism, television, and public engagement. With an ever-growing social media presence, she became a voice of empowerment, using her platform to inspire thousands. No longer bound by her royal past, she reshaped her narrative, proving that setbacks could be turned into strength. But it was her latest transformation that sent shockwaves across Brunei and beyond. Even the Sultan, a man known for his composed and reserved nature, could not ignore the profound change in his former wife. Reports suggest that her evolution, both in character and lifestyle, stirred emotions in the powerful ruler, offering a rare glimpse into a side of him the public rarely sees. What exactly sparked this transformation, and why has it had such an impact on the Sultan himself? Stay with us as we uncover the full story behind Azrinaz Mahar's stunning reinvention. Azrinaz Mahar, from the newsroom to royalty. Imagine a young woman standing under the bright lights of a television studio, microphone in hand, delivering the news with confidence and poise. She had the kind of presence that commanded attention, the kind of charisma that made people stop and listen. But what no one knew was that this journalist, whose face became familiar to millions of Malaysians, was on the brink of a life-changing twist, one that would take her far beyond the newsroom and into the grandeur of a royal palace. Azrinaz Mahar Hakim was born on September 23, 1979, in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, into a modest yet disciplined household. From an early age, she was taught the values of hard work, resilience, and the importance of education, lessons that would shape her into the woman she would become. Unlike many of her peers, Azrinaz had an insatiable curiosity about the world, particularly in the way stories were told and how media could influence perception. This passion led her to pursue a diploma in broadcasting from the Malaysian Institute of Integrative Media, a stepping stone to what seemed to be a promising future in journalism. By the late 1990s, Malaysia's media industry was expanding rapidly, and Azrinaz wasted no time making her mark. She joined TV3, one of the nation's leading television networks, and quickly rose through the ranks. Her natural ability to connect with audiences, combined with her sharp storytelling skills, made her a household name. Whether covering political affairs or human interest stories, she delivered the news with a balance of authority and warmth that resonated with viewers. Her colleagues described her as relentless, disciplined, and deeply passionate about journalism. She was known to spend long hours researching, fact-checking, and perfecting her delivery. But her rise to prominence wasn't just about her talent, it was also about her ability to navigate the complexities of public life. As a journalist, she understood how narratives were shaped and how media had the power to influence society's perception of events and people. Yet despite her success, fate had other plans for her. In 2005, Azrinaz's life took an extraordinary turn when she crossed paths with Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah of Brunei, one of the world's wealthiest and most powerful rulers. Their introduction, reportedly arranged through mutual acquaintances, set off a chain of events that no one could have predicted. The Sultan, known for his discerning nature and deep-rooted traditions, was captivated by Azrinaz's intelligence, grace, and confidence. She was unlike anyone he had met before. What started as a simple introduction soon blossomed into something deeper. Despite their vastly different backgrounds, she, a self-made journalist, and he, a monarch with a lineage stretching back centuries, their bond grew quickly. Before long, the Sultan proposed, setting the stage for Azrinaz's transformation from a television personality to a royal figure in one of the world's most secretive and lavish monarchies. Her journey from the bustling newsroom of Malaysia's TV3 to the grand halls of Istana Nurul Aman, the world's largest residential palace, was nothing short of astonishing. One moment, she was reporting the news, the next, she was making headlines. What lay ahead for Azrinaz was a life of unimaginable luxury, strict royal protocols, and a role that would place her under the scrutiny of both the media and the Bruneian elite. Their meeting and life together, when Azrinaz Mahar Hakim agreed to meet Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah of Brunei, she could never have imagined the extraordinary twist her life was about to take. Their introduction was arranged through mutual acquaintances, and despite their significant age gap of over 30 years, the connection between them was immediate. The Sultan, known for his reserved and dignified nature, was captivated by Azrinaz's intelligence, poise, and humility. In a move that shocked many, he proposed to her, and she accepted, stepping into a world far removed from the life she had known. Azrinaz's journey to royalty was anything but ordinary. Born and raised in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, she came from a modest yet hard-working family that valued education. Her upbringing instilled in her a strong work ethic and an independent mindset. She pursued her passion for media and communication, earning a diploma in broadcasting from the Malaysian Institute of Integrative Media. With talent and determination, she quickly climbed the ranks of Malaysia's media industry. By the late 1990s, Azrinaz had established herself as a rising star in journalism. She secured a position at TV3, one of Malaysia's leading television networks, where she earned a reputation for her professionalism, sharp reporting skills, and ability to connect with audiences. Covering everything from political affairs to human interest stories, she became a respected news anchor, admired both by viewers and colleagues. Those who worked with her described her as disciplined, hardworking, and a team player, qualities that would later serve her well in the complex world of Brunei's royal household. However, her life took an unexpected turn when she married the Sultan. Becoming a royal consort meant embracing a world of strict traditions, formal obligations, and an entirely new way of life. She had to relinquish her independence and high-profile career to take on her new role in Brunei's monarchy. The transition was drastic, but Azrinaz carried herself with grace and dignity, proving wrong those who doubted whether she could adapt to royal life. She quickly became a prominent figure in Brunei, attending official functions, charity events, and religious ceremonies alongside the Sultan. Her elegance and refined demeanor, traits she had honed during her career in media, set her apart, making her a beloved member of the royal family. Just a year into her marriage, she gave birth to her first child, Prince Abdul Wakil. The news of the prince's birth took many by surprise, as very few people were even aware of Azrinaz's pregnancy. The arrival of the prince was met with great celebration, marked by a grand 21 cannon salute near Istana Nurul Aman. 2 years later, she welcomed her second child, Princess Azrinaz Bolkiah. With the birth of her 2 children, Azrinaz's role as a mother added another layer of complexity to her life in the palace. balancing her duties as a royal consort with the challenges of raising children in the royal household required immense strength and resilience. She handled these responsibilities with the same dedication she had shown throughout her career. Despite the glamour, life in the palace was not without its difficulties. Istana Nurul Aman, the Sultan's official residence, is a breathtaking structure, arguably the largest residential palace in the world, with over 1,700 rooms, lavish marble interiors, gilded furniture, and sprawling gardens. The palace was the epitome of opulence, but beyond its grand exterior, it also functioned as a rigid institution governed by tradition and hierarchy. As one of the Sultan's wives, Azrinaz had to navigate a complex web of palace dynamics. The Sultan's first wife, Pangeran Anak Sulya, held the esteemed title of Queen Consort, making her the highest-ranking woman in the household. As a junior wife, Azrinaz had to carefully maintain her position, balancing deference to the Queen Consort while also fulfilling her own royal duties. This dynamic was challenging, and despite her best efforts, tensions within the royal household inevitably arose. Royal life demanded strict adherence to protocols, including elaborate preparations for public appearances. Each morning, a team of palace maids meticulously dressed Azrinaz in custom-made attire befitting a royal consort. Every detail, from her wardrobe to her beauty routine, was carefully curated to uphold the monarchy's image. Yet, her responsibilities extended far beyond appearances. She actively participated in state functions, charity initiatives, and cultural ceremonies, representing Brunei both locally and internationally. However, palace life was not always harmonious. The wives were expected to collaborate on significant religious and cultural events, such as Eid al-Fitr, which required them to organize grand celebrations. While these occasions provided opportunities for bonding, they also intensified underlying tensions. The unspoken rules of palace life often led to misunderstandings and emotional conflicts. These disputes, no matter how heated, were rarely addressed by the Sultan, leaving the wives to navigate their differences on their own. For Azrinaz, this isolation became one of the most challenging aspects of her time in the palace. Without allies, she had to rely on her inner strength to endure the difficulties of royal life. While there were moments of genuine camaraderie among the wives, especially when it came to shared interests like fashion, charity work, and their children's upbringing, there were also moments of deep loneliness. Despite her warm and approachable nature, the pressures of palace life eventually became overwhelming. The rigid structure of the royal household, combined with the emotional strain of palace politics, began to take a toll. In 2010, after 5 years of marriage, Azrinaz and the Sultan divorced in a highly publicized separation. The announcement, made on Brunei state television on June 16, 2010, sent shockwaves through the country and beyond. As per Bruneian royal customs, Azrinaz's royal titles were immediately revoked, and she retreated from the public eye. Speculation swirled about the reasons behind the split, but neither the Sultan nor Azrinaz publicly disclosed details. For many, the divorce marked the end of Azrinaz's royal chapter. However, for Azrinaz herself, it was the beginning of a new journey, one that would redefine her legacy. But how was Azrinaz able to move on with her life? Stay tuned. Azrinaz's new beginning, a love rekindled and a future reimagined. On May 1, 2018, Azrinaz Mahar Hakim took a step that no one had expected. 8 years after her highly publicized divorce from Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah of Brunei, she quietly remarried. Her new husband, Feroz Khan Abdul Hamid, was no stranger. He had been in her life for over 20 years. What made this union even more special was that it wasn't built on status or obligation but on a deep, long-standing friendship that had turned into something more. Unlike the grandeur of her royal wedding years before, this time Azrinaz chose simplicity. The ceremony took place at her home, attended only by her closest family members, friends, and the marriage registrar. There were no lavish decorations, no extravagant processions, just an intimate moment of love and commitment. She later shared the happy news on Instagram, posting photos of herself in a stunning baju kurung, her face glowing with happiness. The post instantly went viral, with fans from Brunei and Malaysia sending an outpouring of congratulations for Azrinaz. This marriage was not just about love, it was about rediscovering herself. At 39, she had grown wiser, more reflective, and more certain of what she needed in a partner. She no longer sought a life of royalty but one of understanding and companionship. She made it clear in her social media posts that Pharaoh met this need. Though their romance had only blossomed in the past year, their connection had been there for decades. He was not just a husband, he was a confidant, someone who knew her before the world did. The news of her remarriage sent shockwaves through royal circles, especially within the palace walls. While the Sultan remained silent, whispers suggested that the revelation had stirred something deep within him. It wasn't just the surprise of seeing his former wife move on, it was the undeniable truth that she was truly happy, perhaps in a way she never was within the palace. For years, he had been the center of her world, but now that chapter had fully closed. And yet, the Sultan's thoughts weren't just about the past, they turned to the future as well. In 2019, Azrinaz and Pharaoh welcomed their first child together, a daughter named Azrinaz. The birth of her daughter was another turning point, one that reportedly left the Sultan deeply reflective. He had once envisioned a different path for Azrinaz, a future where she remained part of his life and raised their children under the royal umbrella. Now, he could only watch from afar as she embraced motherhood outside the palace gates. Those close to the royal family whispered that the news had moved him more than he let on. Some even claimed that, in rare private moments, he expressed feelings of regret, wondering how things could have been different, questioning the choices that led to their separation. But Azrinaz's story was far from over. On February 1, 2021, she once again shocked the world with an unexpected announcement. This time, it wasn't about love or marriage, it was about new life. In a heartfelt Instagram post, she revealed that she was 7 months pregnant with her 4th child. Alongside breathtaking maternity photos, she wrote a simple but powerful message: "This is not a throwback. What you see in this picture is happening now." The timing of her announcement was significant. It had been years since her divorce, and yet, every major moment in her life seemed to draw the Sultan's attention once more. The marriage, the birth of her daughter, and now another child on the way, all served as reminders of the life she had built outside of royalty. For the Sultan, these milestones were impossible to ignore. He had once held the power to shape Azrinaz's future, but now she had taken control of her own destiny. She was no longer the young woman who had walked into the palace as a royal bride. She had transformed into a woman who knew her worth, who had moved beyond the shadows of the past, and who had embraced a happiness that was entirely her own. Whether the Sultan truly regretted the past or simply accepted the reality of her new life remained unknown. But one thing was certain: Azrinaz was no longer looking back. Azrinaz Mahar, a new chapter beyond the royal spotlight. Once the wife of one of the most powerful monarchs in the world, Azrinaz Mahar Hakim has since stepped away from the grandeur of Brunei's royal palace and into a life of independence, purpose, and self-discovery. Gone are the days of royal protocols and carefully curated appearances. Her world today is defined by personal growth, career ambitions, and an unwavering dedication to her children. Her transformation has been nothing short of remarkable, proving that reinvention is possible even after leaving behind a life of unimaginable luxury. The turning point in her journey came in 2010 when her high-profile divorce from Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah sent shockwaves through the public. Stripped of her royal titles, Azrinaz was suddenly forced to navigate life outside the protective walls of the palace. However, rather than fading into obscurity, she chose to rebuild herself from the ground up, stepping into a world where she could dictate her own path. Now married to her second husband, Azrinaz leads a far more grounded and peaceful existence. Her days are no longer dictated by royal schedules but instead revolve around simple, meaningful routines that prioritize her well-being and personal fulfillment. Health and fitness have become central to her lifestyle, with yoga, meditation, and long nature walks helping her maintain both physical and mental balance. This newfound focus on self-care is a stark contrast to the structured and often demanding expectations placed upon her during her time as a royal consort. But while her life may look different, one role remains unchanged: that of a devoted mother. Despite the geographical distance between her and the 2 children she shares with the Sultan, Azrinaz remains deeply connected to them. Though she is unable to see them as often as she would like, she frequently communicates with them online, ensuring that her presence is felt in their lives. She never misses an opportunity to send them well wishes on special occasions, making it clear that a mother's love knows no boundaries. At the same time, she is fully present in the lives of her 2 younger children from her second marriage, embracing motherhood in a way that allows her to be more hands-on than before. From school drop-offs and parent-teacher meetings to engaging in creative activities and preparing meals together, Azrinaz cherishes these everyday moments that she was once unable to fully experience. No longer bound by palace formalities, she now enjoys a more intimate and personal connection with her children, shaping their lives in ways that are both meaningful and fulfilling. Beyond family, Azrinaz has successfully reclaimed her career in media, proving that her ambitions extend far beyond her royal past. Before her marriage to the Sultan, she had already made a name for herself in Malaysia's media industry as a journalist and TV presenter. Now, years later, she has stepped back into the industry, this time as a producer and content creator, using her skills to shape narratives rather than being the subject of them. Her daily routine now includes brainstorming sessions, media project planning, and collaborating with production teams, allowing her to channel her creativity and experience into meaningful work. In addition to her professional endeavors, Azrinaz has embraced the digital age, using social media as a platform to connect with the public in a way she never could before. Far from the distant and highly curated image of royalty, her online presence reflects authenticity, strength, and resilience. She shares personal insights, motivational messages, and moments from her daily life, encouraging her followers to embrace change and find strength in adversity. Through her posts, she sends a powerful message: life after setbacks is not just possible but can be even more fulfilling than before. Yet, despite stepping away from royal life, her commitment to philanthropy remains unwavering. During her years in the Brunei royal family, she was deeply involved in charitable initiatives, a passion that has only grown stronger over time. Now, she dedicates her time and resources to causes close to her heart, particularly those focused on women's empowerment, education, and health. Whether attending fundraisers, collaborating with non-profit organizations, or using her platform to raise awareness, Azrinaz continues to make a meaningful impact in the lives of those in need. What makes Azrinaz's story so compelling is not just the fact that she was once a queen, it is the way she has redefined herself beyond that title. While many expected her to fade into the background after her divorce, she has done the exact opposite. She has built a life that is rich in purpose, driven by passion, and deeply rooted in the values that define her. Despite the drastic shift in her life, Azrinaz is not a woman who dwells on the past. She has embraced change, adapted to new circumstances, and proven that identity is not defined by status but by the strength of one's character. Her journey is one of resilience, reinvention, and self-discovery. And as she continues to carve her own path, one thing is clear: her transformation is far from over. What are your thoughts on Azrinaz's transformation and the Sultan's reaction? Share your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing stories.